you want to see this holiday look using some of my favorite products, Eldridge, Chantecaille, Cosmetics, Gucci, and Rare Beauty, keep on watching. Hi, if you're living your best life in your mid-plus years or you love skincare and makeup, this is the place for you. I'm here with a fresh face, no makeup on. I just have my skincare, and I want to tell you a couple of the things that I did to get ready. I used the L'Oreal Magic Root cover for the grays, and I also used the Madison Reed. This is also, it's like an eyeshadow powder that you use for the little grays to start popping out on the corners. I mean, you can't get all of them, but it's a nice way to keep the grays under control in between hair colorings. I also prepped my lips with the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask because I'm going to be using some matte lipstick, so I like to prepare my lips as much as possible. I did my brows already. I used the brow pomade, which I've talked about before, and I used the FENTY brow pencil, which is good. It's pretty much the standard brow pencil. I don't think it's that different from Anastasia and Benefit. The only thing that's different about it is that it has this type of brush instead of the spoolie, which is good, but sometimes I do really kind of prefer spoolie. Anyway, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start off with a primer. I'm not using my typical primer, which is my Chantecaille. I'm going to use Milk because there was somebody on YouTube that talked about it, and I was like, I have it. I don't use it very often. I want to try it out with the Eldridge foundation. So let's see if this works. I have this mirror here, and I have a little mirror. So if I go up to the side like that, that's what I'm doing, so I can see. Okay, so it feels really nice. I didn't know that this primer had so many skin benefits. I think it was Mixed Makeup who did Instagram and then a YouTube video about it, and she talked about how it has niacinamide, it has all these other skincare benefits, and I was just like, wow, I had no idea, so let me give it a shot, right? So it definitely feels tacky, and it does feel hydrating as well, actually. Something I forgot, I did use the FENTY, what is this thing called? Sauce for my décolleté and my neck a little bit, just so to keep up with the color, because I'll probably bronze up my face a little bit. Okay, so that feels good. That feels, like I said, tacky. I'll give it a second to dry down, and then we're gonna go in with the Eldridge foundation again. So this is the Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation that you guys have heard about, I'm sure. I'm in the shade 11. So what I like to do so far is use a concealer brush and my finger. This is one pump. And I start in the middle because that's where I need coverage. Oh wow, it's definitely a different experience with this primer. It's going to be a lot more matte. It's hydrating still. It doesn't feel dry, but the result, just like Lisa said, depending upon what you use, interesting. Yeah, definitely a lot more matte. Put another pump and use my concealer brush. It's a Sephora. It's number 80. Okay, so this is a Marc Jacobs bronzer that's very nice. So I'm gonna use this as my concealer like I did before. I want to try to do everything as much as similarly as I did before, but with a different primer to see what the reaction is. think it's playing a little better now. Everything with Lisa's foundation is patience. You have got to wait. Don't be in a hurry. Do my little spot concealing. Okay, so the coverage is better with the matte primer. Okay, moving on. We're going to go with the Anastasia eye primer, which I love. This is a mini, which is amazing because there's so much in it. It probably has as much, and you only need a tiny bit. It probably has as much as a full size of other primers. So I love this primer because, as I'm sure you've heard before many times, it blots out all the discoloration. I think I could probably use a little more. I always put too much, and today I'm putting too little. I'm using 3 mirrors, folks, so bear with me. Okay. So what I do is I blot out the discoloration so the eyeshadow has something to stick to, just like a primer should. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't think that the primer is working well with, the eyeshadow primer isn't working well with the fresh face primer. The NARS concealer that I wanted to play with again too, just because, and this is in the color Macadamia. Okay, using the same brush. Try to help this out a little bit, because something's not jonesing here. I think if you're a mature woman, a mature person actually, that you're not going to be thrilled with the fresh primer. Because I just think that, you want to have as much give as possible when you're mature, because your skin is so much drier and you just need that fluidity. Is that the word? Okay. Moving on. We're going to go with the Chantecaille powder. I know I talk a lot about the Pat McGrath powder. This is an excellent powder. It's gorge. And I'm using a Sigma flat kabuki brush, because back in the day this was the brush to have. But with the Chantecaille baked powder, you need something that kind of gets in there a little, because it's a baked gelée. So you need this type of brush to kind of get in there. Okay. And so this will be interesting too, because I don't really need to mattify anything, but I like to set my makeup, so here we go. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. This is such a great powder that you can't really go wrong. It's wonderful. A little bit on the... So, yeah, I may not go this far as far as mattifying, but since it's a holiday party, you want to try to put on makeup that's going to last, so you don't want to fuss with, even though I'm wearing a red lip, which is going to entail a certain amount of fussing. You do want to have makeup that you don't want to have to deal with, that it sets. You want to add a little bit of glow, and actually that would be a good thing to do right now. It's just to add a little bit of glow, which I could have done before adding the foundation, but I forgot. So I'll just add it now. Here we go. Just one little dot here. The great thing about makeup is you want to try to go in with layers. So start off light. So you see that little bit of glow there, glow action. Definitely needed because it's very matte right now. Okay, so let's go in with bronzer next. My Gucci in, I'll put it in the description. Maybe you can see it. Okay. Sephora, no, I'm sorry, Bare Minerals. Look at that. Bare Minerals makes really nice brushes. So what, and this is a little too big, so what I do is I squeeze it and then I put it in the powder. I find that a little bronzer, I use bronzer as a bronzer, as they say. It's like a little sculpting and a little just warming up the skin action. So I don't do a lot in my forehead. I know a lot of people do a lot of bronzing in their forehead. I don't know. Okay. So again, this is like the first layer. I can always go back and add more, but this is what I typically do. Next thing I do is blush, and I'm going to use the M Cosmetics Venetian Rose. It's amazing. Heaven's Glow. I think a lot of the stuff, almost everything has been on sale for Black Friday. So, and Cyber Monday is tomorrow. So hopefully you get a chance to go out there and save some money if there's something that you're looking at, not if you don't need it. So gonna dip, oh, this is a Real Techniques, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it's a Real Techniques brush. And so blush is very important. I never used blush when I was younger. I just was befuddled. I didn't know what to do with it. So again, just a light dusting just to give me a little bit of color. Okay. And then what I like to do is take Lisa Eldridge's Seamless Skin Enlivening Blush. And I pop a little bit on my hand. You only need a tiny bit. This thing's gonna last 100 years. And what I like to do is just add like a little pop. Let me do here. A little pop. Just to brighten it up a little bit. And what's nice about a creamier consistency of blush is that it looks more natural and it'll last longer. So it's nice to layer products. It's nice to layer creams and blushes in order to get a nice effect. I think Patrick Ta does this, where he puts the powder first and then the cream. I don't know. I just did it by accident one day, and I like the effect. So I'm using the Mintty Makeup Empowermintt eyeshadow. How cute! And let me show you the inside without blinding you. Look how beautiful. I love the pops of color, but I'm not going to use them for today's tutorial because I'm going to wear a red lip, and so I just want to, I'll use some of the neutral shades. So basically I'm starting off with Engagement, this one, okay, because I think it'll look like a neutral, and that's what I like to use on my, as a base for my eyeshadow. So even though it has a little bit of a green color, we can have a little fun with that, right? Okay. Super pigmented. Really nice. That's so pretty. It's a lot greener than I thought it was going to be. So that's okay. I think if you're going to a party or someone's home and it's the holidays, you can jazz it up. You can jazz up your makeup. It's festive and they're holiday colors. Green is a holiday color, right? So, brush, this random brush that I've had forever. That's probably a drugstore brush, but I use it all the time. And I'm going to use Empowermintt, which is this brown color here in the bottom. So here we go with Empowermintt. And it has a nice mirror too. So, okay. For eyeshadow, if you have hooded eyes, what you want to do is put a dark color in the area that you want to push back. So this is the area I want to push back. Here. Okay. Try not to go too down. A little bit more. Tap it off. Although this doesn't. That is really great. That's really pretty. That brown is gorgeous. Very pretty. Okay. So far so good. So then they have a darker brown here called Improvement. And I'm going to use that one to deepen up the V, as they say. So that's just a pat here. And then you go in here, and then you go in. That's the V. Although with me, I take it up a little higher, I think, because of the shape of my eyes. Not only are my eyes hooded, they also go down a little bit. They protrude a little bit, and they go down a little bit. So, okay, so we'll blend that out, but we're gonna make eyeshadow aside for now, and we're gonna go to eyeliner. So I think the way to use eyeliner, if you're like me and you have hooded eyes and eyes that kind of go down a little bit. I saw this on YouTube, actually. This is not mine. This is someone, I'll try to think about who it was that told me personally, that said in her video that this is what she did for mature eyes. Okay, so what you want to do is put a line, can you see? Right here. A line up. You want to do a little wing. Not there, but right there. So typically people do wings starting here. I think that if your eyes go down like mine and you've got the hooded lid, that you want to start a little higher. I mean, I think that's what she did, and I tried it, and I love this idea. And so then you can define this part. Again, we'll fix it. Don't worry. Don't freak. So now with the other eye, I'm going to do the same thing. You want to put if you can. So remember, you're not going all the way. You're not putting your wing where everybody else puts their wing. You go a little bit higher, and that's where you put your wing. And you're just putting a line. And we can take care of that later. No worries. And then I don't do waterline stuff because my eyes are sensitive. And so I know a lot of people do, and it works for a lot of people because it saves some real estate, but it doesn't work for me. So anyway, this pen has a little smudgy brush there, which is fine. I don't mind it, but really this works so much better. And this is a random little brush that I love, love, love. I've held onto this for years and years and years. And it's just something that an angel from Ulta said, if you're not good at putting on eyeliner, this is what you need. I bought it. I don't have any backups. I really do need to buy some backups, but I've been using it ever since and I love it. So basically what you do with this thing is you smudge it. Oh, you can, I'm going to go in without eyeshadow, but what works really nice too, it's actually working really well without the eyeshadow, but, and you can do it, turn it on the side and then smudge the line a little bit. See? Same thing on this side. Just go over it and you smudge it. If it's smudge, if it's not meant to be perfect, you don't have to worry. Okay, again, turn it. I think this one needs more color. I always put on more color on my right side than my left side, since I think they've had a chance to dry. Okay, this is worth so much. If you want, you can put a little bit of color underneath. I lots of times don't. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just use a bronzer to connect it. So then I think I need more eyeshadow. So but what we can do is we can go back to the Mintty eyeshadow palette, because it has a nice black that's called Refined Mint, which is this one. And so what you do is you go over the eyeliner with shadow. Okay, here we go. And that seals the deal. If it's too dark for you, something else you can do is you go over the eyeliner with another shadow that's lighter, like a brown instead of a black, and that will diffuse it as well. Okay, this one needs a little more, so I'm gonna pack it on a little bit more. You can definitely do the line with eyeshadow as well if you want. I'm gonna put a little more eyeliner there. Remember to always try to look at yourself in the mirror. Normally, don't stretch your eye out, don't, you know, I mean, because that you wanna see your eyes the way, when you finish and you have your eyes relaxed, how it's gonna fall, basically, how the makeup is gonna look. Okay. So then what we're going to do is this Rephr brush number 12 and go back into the brown. I'm going to do the brown improvement and refinement both together to soften the black a little bit, and I'm going to just put some darkness on the outer eye. Okay. Into the crease. So we're talking just placing the color, right? And then doing it on the other side. Into the crease. All right, so now it's blending time, and we blend it out. So if you concentrate most of your color in one area, then you can blend it out and you have the color that you need. You know, you've got your parameters, so to speak. You know, as long as you keep blending up, don't blend down, you should be fine. And you can always take it in a little bit depending upon the shape of your eye. Do whatever works for your eye shape. I see that I have more on one eye than the other, which is typical for me. The new Real Beauty mascara. This was a Sephora Rouge sale purchase. And this is the first time I've tried it. My daughter just tried it, but I haven't. So here we go. That's nice. You know, I'm not a fanatic about mascara. Typically, I buy mascaras for my daughter to try, because she is the one that curls her eyelashes, and she's all about mascara. I like mascara, but it's never been a game changer for me. But it is nice. I mean, obviously it does help a lot. It completes the look. I don't do eyelashes because I have enough trouble just putting on makeup. So, I mean, I think that it's a nice mascara. I'm not blown away. So what I like to use is this Benefit mascara that I need to purchase a new one because I've had it too long. But what works great about this is it helps separate the lashes. So I go in afterwards with this. It's nice and curved. And it's just great to have as a partner. See? Sometimes I use my fingers, but I don't want to get mascara all over my fingers. So today we're using this Benefit. Then I don't typically use anything on my lower lashes, but again, since it's a little get together and I'm doing something a little extra, I'm going to use this Clinique mascara that I purchased because it's hypoallergenic. And I had just had eye surgery, so I needed something that wasn't going to infect my eyes. Okay. I rarely even put more than 1 or 2 coats of mascara on because, again, I'm not a big mascara person. Okay, so now it's time for the pièce de résistance, is the lipstick. And for this holiday look, I think a nice bold red lip is appropriate and a lot of fun. I'm using my Sicily lipstick in Beige Natural that you've seen me talk about. I rave about this. The best lip liner. Super, super expensive. But I think that I can get away with putting a Beige Natural first and then a red lipstick. So I think it's fine. I've done it before. This is not an experiment. And then just smush it together. And I have a nice little base for my lipstick. And then the lipstick I'm going to use is Lisa Eldridge Velvet Morning. Let me just show you. Velvet Morning. And it's the reddish orange color. Just because I could have gone with a blue orange, but I just love this color. I just love the orangey red more than the blue red. So that's what I'm going to do because that's what I like. Okay. I think Lisa always said this, so again, I'm stealing from her, but she always puts on a little more blush after putting on her lipstick, and it's true. I mean, I'm very pale. My lighting washes me out a little bit, but even so, I need more blush and bronzer. So let's do this. Always put your blush up really high, folks, because your face tends to fall down a little bit as you get older. And so when you put that blush high, it's a optical illusion. Brings everything up a little bit. So that helped a lot. I definitely could use a little bronzer action. Oops. And we'll fix that. again. You want to be careful because two things when it comes to going to a party is that people are going to see you close up. So you want to wear stuff that's comfortable. I mean, if you do decide to wear a red lip, it's not super comfortable. What I do is I just always have a nice lip gloss with me that I can use to, you want to blend it all together. And you know what else? A little more highlighter wouldn't hurt too. Oh, a little lip gloss with me in order to give it some moisture and make it more wearable. And then once it wears off, which you know it can and it will, and if you don't want to keep reapplying all night, then just stick with a nice lip gloss after the fact. You know, you want to make your impact with your red lip, and then after you eat, you just want to put on some gloss and call it a day. That's what I do. I can't be spending the whole evening obsessing over my red lip. I like to wear my red lip and, like I said, make that impact. But after that, after I eat and have a drink, that's it. So I'm using the Macrene's Lip Plumper. That's really nice. I don't think this is on sale as far as I know. Everything else is on sale, but this is not on sale. Let me just fluff up my hair and I'll be right back. I'm adding a little bit of the Elevated Glow with a Q-tip, and I'm going to put it on the inner corner of my eye to see if that can help with the darkness. And I'm also going to add a little more on my cheeks. Yep, just what I needed. Just what the doctor ordered. And maybe a little bit here, underneath the brow, just to give it a little sparkle. Okay. And I mean, you can do a little glitter. It's the holidays. Have fun. Okay, so this is my final look. My thoughts are, I'm not crazy about the Milk primer with Lisa Eldridge foundation. They just didn't play well. I don't know really why that is. Maybe because I powdered it. I probably didn't need to powder it. I just wanted to show you how great that powder was, although that powder is amazing. I think I have to try it again. But I definitely like my typical Chantecaille primer sunscreen with Lisa Eldridge. But I really wanted to see if this worked with that. I mean, I think it's a nice primer, especially for oily skin gals or oily skin people, but maybe not for mature folks. Okay, so I like the look. I think that it's a lot of fun. You can take it up a notch if you want. You could take it down a notch. This is basically just a little bit more intensity in the makeup. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's Get Ready With Me holiday edition. Please stay tuned for the Sephora haul and some Sephora tryouts in the next couple of videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe and wear sunscreen. Bye.